Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Tuesday, February the 19th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start by taking a look to see how the indices closed here today. The Dow Jones was up close to 54 points. The Nasdaq was up a little over 21 and a half points, and the S&P 500 was up a little over 11 points here. If we take a look at the breadth on the market today, we had 4,221 issues advancing. We had 2,008 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. Therefore, breadth was in favor of the bulls on a 2-to-1 ratio, just about there. All right, so let's go and take a look. Start off by taking a look at the SPY. You can see here the SPY closed the session up $1.14, closing up 0.75%. We still remain above these key moving averages that we've been tracking, the 5 and 8 EMA, SMA on the daily time frame. And as long as we continue to hold those moving averages, we're going to keep on grinding higher. One pattern that I'm noticing is a steady pop in the morning, a little sideways action in the afternoon, and then a continued push higher like after, let's say, 2 o'clock. Today, buyers can't step back in around 2 o'clock and 2 o'clock, 2:30, sometimes 3. That's what I'm noticing. So you do have these stocks that are moving higher. You still have some nice, strong stocks there like Google, Netflix. But a lot of the intraday price action on these stocks are slowing down, which makes sense because the SPY is pretty much right now. We're at the 2007 highs from November. We closed right on the November highs at 153.41. We hit the November highs today, around 153.28. The high for that November is 153.41. So we didn't exactly hit the highs, but we came close to it. The next level you want to watch is 154, 155. Okay, so as far as the SPY goes, steady grind higher. It just keeps on grinding to the top side. If you guys looked at the if you guys took a look at the article, not even the article, but the post that I put on our Facebook page here, which I'll show you guys real quick. For those of you guys that have not checked out our Facebook page, you can go to wallstreettrading.com and check us out. I posted a post yesterday talking about how the chart pattern, actually I think I posted it on my Channel Guy Trader Facebook page, but I talked about the pattern that we saw on the futures here on our charts, looking like the same pattern that was on that happened, a couple days back. All right, so bear with me 1 second. Let me look for it here real quick on my Facebook page, and voila, here it is. All right, so this pattern that we saw right here that broke to the top side, and this was the pattern that we had going into today's session that I was talking about bringing to the top side. Well, if you take a look at the action today on the ES, which is right here, what do you know? That's exactly what happened, folks. So patterns do repeat themselves, and we were leaned on the right side of the market today. A couple of trades that we had today that we're watching. SNDK was our top play. We talked about that on the Facebook. Google was one of our top plays. We talked about that on the Facebook. So the market did play out from the pattern, which is good because that shows that patterns do work and they do continue. And now we're going to be looking for these upper levels to get hit on the SPY. Now, if you take a look at the ES that I talked about in the video yesterday here, I mentioned the fact how we were at this key trend line from the head and shoulders breakdown there, and that if we were to break above this level right here, we'd be looking for some move to the top side. Let me add my channels in there, and you can see that same thing that happened right here where we trading trying to break above this key trend line. Same type of scenario with the little shakeouts happened again. Boom, a nice little pop. Now, this could continue the same way this kind of continued up right there. So we're looking for these upper levels. If we could break past 1530 on the ES, we're going to be looking for this next level to get hit around 1537 on the S&P 500 futures. We break above that level, then we're going to be looking at up here back towards these 1576s, 1600s. So a lot of interesting action out there. If you take a look at the triple Qs, broke to the top side again today here. All right, no major breakout. Volume still remains low on the Qs. Take a look at that, guys. Volume still is not coming into the Qs. That kind of worries me a bit, but if they keep on floating this higher, well, they could continue to do so. Next level we're looking to get hit on the Qs is going to be around here, around the 68.59 level, 68.60. As you guys recall, I've been walking us through how we're just basically just grinding through this supply zone that we have up here, which you guys take a look at the weekend review video on the YouTube page. You guys will be able to see that video and how we talked about this little supply zone that comes from all the way from back here, from this level right here, back in back from March of last year. So if we can get above 68, 60 on the Qs, this thing could really get rocking. We should see that volume start to pick up as people may have to start, participating or covering the shorts per se. And we're going to be keeping a close eye on that. If we break back down, we're going to be looking for a move back down towards the 67.38 support right here. Now let's talk about the IWM, because the IWM continues to outperform. IWM continues to make new highs. And one thing that I have to take note of here is how this IWM is in this nice little upward channel, and how we were trading in this nice little range right here, and now we're starting to break above this little top of this range from this big channel that we've been watching here. So what does that mean? As you guys know, whenever you break the top of an upward channel band that has formed, you usually get a nice, some nice buying that starts to come in. So we're going to be watching for that on the IWM. IWM really looks like it wants to run up towards these 95s. I mean, the moving average is still curving up. It still looks pretty good. So you got to watch these small cap companies and see which ones are setting up there. I'll be doing a scan tonight and for those and see how they perform. So what are we looking at here? Let's take a look at the dollar futures real quick. Dollar futures, they're a little bit weak today here, and they got rejected right at this little double top area, triple top area, whatever you want to call it here. And if we go back below 80.25, we're going to be looking for this thing to roll right back down, possibly towards 79. The same manner it rolled down right here, right here. If it breaks below 80.25. All right, so now let's take a look at the euro dollar real quick here. Take a look at the euro dollar. The euro dollar is still holding up pretty well. We're holding right against that key channel line here, so we're trading this little range in the euro dollar. We'll be watching this euro dollar to see if it breaks out. If that breaks out, that will be good for the market. If it breaks down, that may not be good for the euro, which will cause a bid in the dollar, and that could probably cause some pressure for a little bit of pressure for the market. All right, let's take a look at the volatility index now to see what the volatility index did. The volatility index, of course, to the downside. Actually tried to break below this 1225 level, but we were able to close right back above it. So we're watching this key area on the VIX, because if we break below 1225 on the VIX, we can expect to see some lower prices back down here towards $11 on the VIX, and that just basically tells you there's really no fear in the market. One of the outperforming stocks today, of course, was Google, which we'll take a look at here shortly. Let's just go ahead and finish going through some of these commodity stocks here, or I should say these commodities here. Gold futures, a little bounce today, still looking pretty weak. We're still expecting this thing to go back down here now towards the bottom of the channel, which is really close to hitting the bottom of the channel, but should still get another little washout, about $20 more, $27 more, down towards that 1580 level. All right, if we take a look at the GLD was down 43 cents today here, and the GLD still has some more room to go down here towards this little support area that we'll be watching around, say, the 153 area or so. How about them gold miners today here? Gold miners chopping around a bit, and you have to kind of expect this action in the gold miners, because now they're coming at these key levels where people think they're at bargain prices, and you're going to have a battle down here where you have people that want to short the gold miners, and you have people that want to try to buy the gold miners. So price action in a lot of these stocks, even though the GDX is trading down, price action in a lot of stocks are kind of choppy right now. So be careful with that sector right now. I mean, unless you were short like above 44, or even if you're short at this 41.5 level, trying to short the gold miners down here now, if it had these little waves down here, it's kind of hard, because you're going to have these dip buyers trying to come in, and that's where we're seeing this little choppy action in some of these gold miners, where they're just kind of floating around. No wide range bars, really. GG, take a look at GG there. ABX, got a little bounce off the lows, just garbage action. So stay away from the gold miners, as I don't think there's really no opportunities there unless gold is down in the morning and these things are like gapping down. They hold their gap down. They just start to sell off some more, even though they're in downtrend, so they could continue to do that. Let's take a look at crude oil. I want to start off by taking a look at the crude oil futures. Crude oil futures, nice little sideways range, still consolidating now in our little red supply zone that we've been tracking, as you guys know that if you guys have been watching the videos here. And crude oil is going to get rocking once it gets over $98. Actually has some decent volume today, but crude over $98 a barrel should take it up there towards that $100 barrel level, and that will not be good for us consumers, as we're going to continue to see gas prices rise at the pump. And therefore, if that happens, you want to continue to watch these retail stocks, which have been taken off to the top side, and maybe look for some short action there when the market does feel like it wants to top out, which at the moment right now we're just continuing to grind higher, and the patterns that we've been watching warrant the market to go higher, as people are buying it. USO back above 35. We could see the USO go back up towards these 35.50s. You can see how the same way that the crude oil futures are consolidating in a range inside their supply zone, USO is consolidating consolidating in a range above and below the little supply zone that we've been tracking on that. And the USO is really going to get rocking once it gets above 35.57, which I don't think that's going to happen until the crude oil futures breaks above that 98 level. So keep an eye on that as well. How about that silver? Silver, SLV, silver getting some selling pressure down today, coming near the bottom of the channel right there. We're below that key 29 level that we were holding earlier back here in June. And now we're kind of near the bottom of this little key trend line from this channel that we have right here, right here, right here, right here, from up here, from up here. So keep an eye on silver. Silver breaking below $28. $28 would not be good. And you can see here how this little volume is starting to come into the silver as well. And we're starting to get these consecutive closes here. So if you take a look at some silver stocks, you have EXK. This one was down 6 cents today. You have CDE. This one was down 71 cents today. Actually, this one was one that we talked about in the video with a nice little breakdown pattern here below that key 21 level. And you can see this one worked out pretty well today. Too bad we weren't tracking that one. PAAS, another silver stock you can take a look at, was down 23 cents today. But you can see the action. This one was not good. Not a wide range bar. They have earnings coming out this week, so that could be something. A reason people were just waiting for earnings. And then we have, of course, SLW, which is the one that I like to trade as silver is moving. All right, SLW was down all the way to a low of 33.96, but then recovered and closed at 34.62. So it made a nice little bounce off the lows, and that kind of makes sense because it is at the bottom of this little range right here between 38 and 34. So if that silver does hold that 28 level, the SLW could be something that could be a nice little pickup down here at the bottom of this little range that's been holding a couple times here. If we break below 34 and hold, well, that will give us a clue that this thing's going to start rolling back below these 200-day moving average here. It's already underneath the 200-day exponential. 200-day simple moving average is around 33.23. All right, so let's talk about some key stocks, folks. Some key stocks that are making the market continue to have that bullish sentiment underneath it, and it has to be Google. Google having some nice volume in there. We talked about Google over the weekend having this nice little bullish pattern on it. Take a look what the Google did on Friday. Take a look what the market did on Friday. You could clearly see, if you know how to study relative strength, that this was showing you relative strength on Friday. So this one was along today, and off to the races she went. And Google still looks like it wants to go up there towards those 8.15s, 8.10s, maybe even 8.20, who knows. But this one's looking pretty good. Let's see what Apple did today. Apple, I didn't have even a chance to take a look at Apple. Apple closed down 17 cents, whoop-de-doo, hanging around this 460. This thing holds above 460. Look for a move back up towards 480. But if we break below 460 and hold below 460, look for a move back in this little air pocket we have right here from this little congestion, or I should say from this little range action that we had before we broke out and we got slammed right back down there in a short amount of time. If Apple was really strong, this would have continued moving higher, or we could have at least, flagged up here, some type of flag formation up here for a move higher. But the fact that it came right back down after breaking out, it's not a good sign. But, it held up well today. So take that with what it is here. Baidu, garbage action. The stock today, we tried to trade this a couple times in the room, and you just have this stock, take a look at the 5-minute chart. I mean, this is just, this is just real garbage. The only clean move on this stock was right here to the top side, when most people in the stock, of course, obviously looking to short it because it finally broke down out of the range. And these are the type of games that happens when you have a stock that's just kind of grinding lower. It looks like it wants to break down. You have some algorithms, the computers come in and buy it up, and they pop it right back up. Because if you think about it, this stock had no reason really to pop up today. It finally gapped down out of this little slow grind lower, and they got a bounce today. So we'll be watching this one tomorrow. Only thing that I can see, the reason why I got a bounce right here and held this 91.80 level was from this little gap up right here. All right, from this day. So holding below 91.80, Baidu should make its way down towards 88. The fact that it wasn't able to rally today, I think this thing does want to go lower. They're just making it pretty hard for you to try to get short this sucker. But you can see how today it based at this 91.80, 92 area. So this one breaking below this hourly bar right here from this morning, breaking below 91.74. Should set this one up for a good short. This one's on watch for tomorrow, mañana. All right, let's take a look at some of these energy stocks. ExxonMobil holding above this 88 level. This one actually looks pretty decent here. It's holding that little supply zone, which is now kind of like a demand zone since we're on top of it. That looks pretty decent. Take a look at Chevron Energy. Chevron, nice little action right here. Kind of some nice action right here, folks. Nice little tight pattern going on right there in Chevron. Take a look at MRO. Some of these other energy names, MRO moving to the top side. Hell, just take a look at ERX, which is a 3 times energy ETF, which is moving along just like the SPY, grinding higher. And we've been tracking the ERX ever since we called it for a long for our swing traders ever since back here at 54, 55. And you guys can go to the video. You guys can go look at our previous videos for that idea that we gave out back a month ago or so. All in all, the market's still holding up pretty well. The banks are still doing their thing. They're still holding up pretty well. Morgan Stanley had a nice little move today, breaking out today. This one, you can look for a continuation move. The banks are strong tomorrow. Take a look at the 60-minute chart here. Yeah, this one still looks pretty good. Aside from that, I mean, I really had, the traction in the market today was decent. Again, you had some stocks that are moving pretty good, but a lot of the intraday price action on these stocks are just kind of sloppy because they're just kind of grinding higher, so it makes it hard to kind of get an entry in them. So you really got to make sure you're managing your risk correctly, keeping a small focus list, and just staying with the stocks that are in play. So aside from that, guys, I hope you guys had a great day today, and I will catch you guys bright and early tomorrow in our live chat room. If you're interested in checking out our live chat room, send me an email at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com. And if you're in the South Florida area, you want to go to meetup.com and check out Wall Street Trading South Florida. We're going to be doing meetups up and down the Tri-County area, West Palm Beach, Miami, and the Fort Lauderdale area, the whole Tri-County, which is basically, again, Palm Beach County, Dade County, and Broward County. That's the whole South Florida area. The sunny weather, folks. The sunny weather. The nice weather. In any case, have a great day, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Cheers.